So during the Lakers shoot-around right before their matchup against Miami, LeBron James was asked about Heat culture and to reflect on his time in Miami and what it meant to him. Now, before we get to his comments, I just want to say this. Besides him not being present for D Wade's Hall of Fame speech, a few things as of recent have came into light. D Wade speaking to Shannon Sharp on his show about how him and LeBron didn't speak on his Miami exit until D Wade had went to Cleveland and played over there, which was interesting enough. I'll leave that link in the description. Also, LeBron not being present in D Wade's Hall of Fame speech, which took place in August during the offseason. It's not like LeBron was playing in the Olympics or anything. All we know about this LeBron exit from Miami from the outside looking in is that he had Pat Riley and D Wade fly all the way to Las Vegas just to find out they're not going to re-sign with them, even though he already knew in advance he was going back to Cleveland. But fast forward to today, LeBron James right now in his career, he's at the phase where he's trying to craft his legacy. What does it mean? What really happened? And he's going to speak on his time in Miami. And he's going to leave a lot of things kind of out there in the open for you to interpret. You guys check it out, and every once in a while, I'll check in.
I think I would still be at this level no matter if I would have came here or not. Let's not get it twisted. The 4 years I was here, it was amazing. I loved everything about it. Loved this franchise. This franchise is top tier. It's one of the best franchises in the world. But as far as my career was going to be my career as far as individually, because I know how much I put into the game and I know how much I strive to be as great as I can be. But as far as what I was able to learn here was second to none, that's for sure. I came here for one reason and one reason only, and that was to win championships. That was my only goal. That was the only reason I teamed up with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. Because I felt like I couldn't do it in Cleveland. We couldn't. I tried to recruit guys to come to Cleveland. I tried to go and help the upstairs, and it wasn't happening. So I had an opportunity to be a free agent, so I did what I thought was best, not only for my career, but for me at that point in time.
Now, there's nothing wrong with what he said, but he just left these two comments right here wide open for interpretation.
I think I would still be at this level no matter if I would have came here or not. Let's not get it twisted. The 4 years I was here, it was amazing. But as far as my career was going to be my career as far as individually, because I know how much I put into the game and I know how much I strive to be as great as I can be.
First of all, when he says my career would have been my career individually, some people count championships as part of that. So that's left wide open for interpretation. And his other comment, he still thinks that he'll be at the same level no matter if he was in Miami or not. I'm surprised none of the reporters asked him to further elaborate on what he means by that. I'm pretty sure right after LeBron retires, we'll find out more of what really happened with the Miami Heat and how their era truly ended, what went on behind the scenes. Because best believe things were very rocky, especially in the beginning of this relationship. As Kendrick Perkins right here gives you insight on LeBron James having issues with possibly the best coach he's ever had in the NBA, Eric Spoelstra.
No, it wasn't about the teammates. I think it was about LeBron learning how to complete the mission. And the Miami Heat and the culture actually holding him accountable, right? Like, I don't know if you heard the story of, like, you know, him and Eric Spoelstra, right? They didn't see eye to eye the first time, you know, the first year that LeBron was there. Eric Spoelstra, like, called him into his office and was like, "You got a fucking problem with me?" He was like, "Here, you got a problem with me?" And he had Pat Riley number written on the board. He was like, "Call him right fucking now if you got a problem with me." And, like, he kind of established, like, I'm gonna hold you accountable like everyone else, and I'm gonna get the best out of you. That's when I actually started seeing LeBron James take a leap of actually playing defense and defending, not chase down blocks. We knew about those. I'm talking about actually defending, sinking and filling, rebounding, doing the little things that matter. And I think he learned and he got the recipe from the Heat, and he took that along with him after he won. You know, he got the growth, he got the knowledge from Dwayne Wade and Udonis Haslem, you know, and Eric Spoelstra and Pat Riley. And I think that's what made him into the player that he is today.
And that kind of binding LeBron James into a system where he kind of fits in like everyone else. You see, the fact that LeBron's from Akron, Ohio, and in Cleveland, he kind of had that issue where he was a big fish in a small pond. They kind of cater around him very well, a little bit too much, as he would have a lot of say-so in a situation like that. But when you go to an actual system that you're binded to, the same way Phil Jackson binded Michael Jordan to a system, same way he criticized Kobe and binded him into a system until Kobe started winning again in 09, 010. Those players didn't reach the highest levels until they started playing within that framework. I think LeBron James, if he stayed in Cleveland, he just would have never been used to playing with a certain standard and accountability. And at times, I think the Miami Heat were fighting just to kind of temper down that big fish in a small pond mentality that he had in Cleveland. Because right here with Pat Riley, you'll see it's definitely come out in LeBron and how slick he was in trying to get Eric Spoelstra fired.
They just said, "We're not feeling it," or something like that, Pat Riley told Thompson. "We talked about the typical things that we have to do, have patience and all of that stuff." And I remember LeBron looking at me, and he said, "Don't you ever get the itch?" I said, "The itch for what?" He said, "The itch to coach again?" I said, "No, I don't have the itch." He didn't ask any more questions, and I didn't offer any more answers. But I know what it meant, and I always go back and wonder about what he was thinking at that time. He walked out scratching his leg like it was itching.
That passive aggressiveness from LeBron James. LeBron is very calculated because even just walking out still scratching himself, he threw it out there where he could just say, hey, I wasn't talking about Spoelstra getting fired. I was really itching myself. Like, LeBron James is he's a very calculated guy, man. I mean, just look how he left Cleveland the second time with the I Promise School. He made sure that was set up in time for him to go to Los Angeles and then say, hey, look, I have the I Promise School. It's already set up. We're going to have this whole rollout for me to leave Cleveland. But at the end of the day, the same very calculated mind of LeBron James left very open-ended statements when talking about Heat culture and how it impacted his career. He kind of left it open to make it seem like, Miami was cool, but either way, I would have still been LeBron James, the 4-time NBA champion, 4-time MVP, etc., etc. But it'll be very interesting to hear more on the dynamics that played out with Miami. Similar to when Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green retired, to hear about the dynamics that played out with the Golden State Warriors, especially with Kevin Durant. But going back to the Miami Heat, when it comes to the impact on LeBron James's career, just D-Wade taking a step back and letting LeBron James come to Miami and just take over. Let's just put it into proper perspective that D-Wade was Mr. Miami, Mr. Wade County himself. For him to take a step back and let LeBron James shine in Miami, LeBron James owes a huge debt to D-Wade. Similar to how Michael Jordan has the stories of him battling Isaiah Thomas to go up to the next level as champion, even though he didn't face him in the finals. But when Michael Jordan spoke on The Last Dance, before he got over the mountaintop, Isaiah Thomas was the person he faced. That's the way he told the story. And when you look back at the career of LeBron James, those Miami Heat years brought out a brand new LeBron James that was more ruthless, more cerebral, more calculated. And just like Kendrick Perkins said, he actually was responsible for executing on his mission.